The Kremlin is brushing off pressure from the West. Officials in Moscow say sanctions have failed to change Russia's position on Ukraine. Fatima Nazil reports.
In Moscow, the Kremlin said sanctions have had no impact on Russia's actions in Ukraine. The US and European Union weighed new measures. According to Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov, Ukraine and European nations are still working to push Washington into new restrictions. But restrictions imposed in recent years have not worked.
Наверное, можно сказать одно, что это беспрецедентное количество санкций, которое было введено против нашей страны за последние, можно сказать, уже почти 4 года, никакого эффекта не возымели. И они оказались абсолютно бесполезными с точки зрения оказания давления на Россию. Россия последовательно идет по пути достижения тех целей, которые были поставлены.
This comes as U.S. President Donald Trump said Sunday that the White House is ready to move to what he called the second phase of sanctions against Russia.
Are you ready to move to the second phase of sanctions against Russia or punishing Putin?
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent added that Washington wants Europe to join in, saying additional pressure is needed to bring Moscow to the negotiating table. According to U.S. media reports, Trump has grown more pessimistic about brokering peace, doubting that the Russian and Ukrainian presidents will meet anytime soon. Back in Moscow, Peskov said Ukraine and European countries are pushing for new restrictions, but he welcomed Washington's continued peace efforts.
Мы намерены продолжать двигаться в русле миротворческих усилий, которые тратят Соединенные Штаты Америки, президент Трамп лично. Мы приветствуем эти усилия, и мы надеемся, что эти усилия будут дальше прикладываться в конструктивном русле.
He added that Moscow prefers diplomacy but blames Kiev and Europe for blocking talks. Western governments have imposed waves of sanctions on Moscow since the war erupted in Ukraine in 2022. More than 60 countries have joined US and EU sanctions targeting Russian banks, companies, and individuals. But President Vladimir Putin has insisted the Russian economy is holding up, growing faster than G7 countries and defying predictions of collapse. Justify its offensive as a special military operation and protection for separatist regions in Donetsk and Lugansk, while Kiev and the West call it an invasion. Reporting, this has been Fatima Nazil, SMNI News.